You know we have to go shopping one more time, right? I think we forgot something.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Keyboard upside down. All you have to do is just lift this up and take off the two. There's actually two lashes. Lashes. Two latches there that you want to like lift up. I'm recording with my phone, so it's gonna be hard to do it, but so I use like a flathead spudger. Lift this first one up, and now we can just carefully take that out. Now there is tape on this one, so just remove the tape and do the same process. Just lift it up off the latch, then we'll move to the new keyboard. Okay. And again, you're gonna do the same thing. Just lift it up with this. I know I shouldn't be using middle tool to do it, but lift that off. And alright, you've officially disconnected the keyboard. This grimy ass keyboard. This grimy keyboard, you definitely took it off. You do want to take the moisture part off and put it onto the. You do want to take off the moisture part so you can put it onto the new laptop, and that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna reseat it. Well, that's in at least, right? So we get to move on to the next step, which is actually taking apart this laptop. Let's go. Ah. So this takes the laptop case off. I'm thinking one of the RAM slots doesn't work, but it's fucking 4 GB RAM in each slot. Wow. Okay. That's gonna be a doohickey. Take the sticker off there. Plug in the SSD. First you gotta unscrew it. Bay on. Finally got it in there. That's our wireless network card. This is it. Yeah. Okay. It's a wireless network card. This is probably an audio driver up there. I'm not even gonna touch, but we got that inside. We're gonna change the RAM next, and then the CPU. So let's do it. I get it. Okay. Oh, 4 GB laptop RAM. I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but there's a use for everything, right? Put that also there. One first, so it's way easier. RAM is in there. These latches were giving me a hard fucking time, but we got it in there, and we're gonna move on to the CPU. This is the CPU. Now if you choose to like upgrade the CPU heatsink, that's on you for a better CPU. But in this case, I really didn't go that hard when it came to it. Now at last, we're gonna put the new CPU into the computer. If you guys didn't know, always look when you're installing CPU. Look for the small arrow. It's hard to show in the camera. This arrow. Socket. You want to look for an arrow that points. Okay. Now we successfully put it in. Pins are contacting with the motherboard socket or the CPU socket. Now, really don't have that much of a decent quality thermal paste, but it should do just fine. Okay, that should be fine. Small amount, just to cover the main fucking chip. But yes, now let's put this back. Sure, this is much everything. We installed the CPU, RAM, some hard drive that we don't even know if it's gonna work. I guess all we could really do is just put it back together now. Fuck. Put RAM, better RAM. Ooh, yeah. Alright, moment of fucking truth. Okay, So I finally put the keyboard in, the RAM, the CPU, finally the back piece. Let's see for boots. See for boots. See for boots. Oh. It turns on. I'm in disk management right now. The drive is also working, so we're just gonna make a new volume. Yeah. Yep. Quick format. We won't do a quick format. We want to check all the bad sectors and stuff. All right, and we're back. So this is the summarization of everything. I think the overall upgrading took like an hour, really. Fucking, I saved 20 to 15 of those minutes were like trying to put the back plate back on. For some reason, it was such a fucking bitch. That was ever gonna be. Oh my fucking god! I'm about to flip. What type of design is this, man? Why can't you just be unscrewed? Anybody got time for this bullshit? Oh my god! I can't fucking win with this shit. You're almost fucking there. But yeah, we did it. Now just let me talk about parts really. So what we got was the i7 4710MQ processor, clocked at 350 gigahertz. Base speed is 250, 6 megabyte cache, and 4 cores in the processor. Now it's way better than the i5 4600. That's just a dual core, really. So basically, it doubles in the cores, and just an overall better CPU. Now you can upgrade it into a high-end, 4900 or i7 4600, but you're gonna run into overheating issues, and you gotta change the heat sink. That's why I didn't want to go too crazy with it. I'm not gonna really need that for this type of laptop. It's not a gaming laptop, so I shouldn't really care about it. All right, then the next component we had was the HyperX DDR3 ML. I'm sorry, not ML, but DDR3L SODIMM. Clocked at 1800 megahertz, which is way better than the 8 gigabytes we had before. Again, basically doubling our RAM size, which 16 is literally the bare minimum. I wouldn't recommend 8 gigabytes of RAM for any laptop. I don't care if it's brand new or not. And then the other part was some SATA SSD that we got from eBay. That was $40. It's an off-brand one. Covers basically everything. Now I did think about changing out the optical drive for more hard drive storage, but the thing is, I want to be able to use the optical drive for some disc burning or playing music or even watching movies, just to feel some type of analog, But the optical drive is pretty broken. So we're gonna probably make another video trying to replace it. I did buy one from eBay, so all we have to do is just wait for it to come. Yeah, and then of course the keyboard. We changed out the keyboard for a backlit keyboard. For some reason it doesn't work in Windows, but it works in Linux, which is pretty weird. I don't know what you're trying to tell me, that I should just use Linux for the rest of my life, which I might do. But yeah, all of it was easy, really. Very self-explanatory. For the keyboard, all you have to do is just lift up the little indentations on the bottom of it. Once you do that, it reveals 6 screws that you could unscrew and then actually take out the keyboard, flip it on its side, and it'll show you the actual ribbons that it's connected to. Once you lift the hinges off the straps, take it out, swap out the keyboard, the moisture casing around the straps again, plug the bottom strap into place again, close the hinge on it, put the top strap in, close the hinge on it, Again, now you're doing the installation backwards. From the top of the keyboard, you want to put in first, and then the bottom part second. Then you basically like shift down, tighten the screws up, shift down. You got a brand new keyboard. We replaced, not replaced, but we swapped out the battery. Now, if there is an option for you in BIOS to take out the battery and disable it, do that first. For me, I didn't have that option for some reason. Maybe my BIOS is outdated. We saw the RAM that was there. We saw the empty M.2 slot. And we saw the CPU and the CPU fan. And those are the only parts we're upgrading. Now, we can take apart even more of the laptop. You're going to have to do that if you want to replace the mouse pad. A lot of people don't like this specific mouse pad for a good reason. It's pretty wonky, clanky, junky. But we didn't have to do that much. And if you want to replace the optical drive, I'm pretty sure you have to do that too. Replace the whole thing. Like expose the motherboard. But that takes a long time. It's going to be pretty easy, you know, with YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I just wanted to avoid all that unless it's necessary. Now, yeah, it was very simple to put in. Now, we put the M.2 in its slot. Screw it in. We were done with that. And now for the RAM, there was hinges holding it down. And all we had to do was just undo those hinges, take it out. Put the new RAM in, the bottom RAM in first, just because it makes the most sense. If you put the first one in, it's going to hide the bottom part or the second slot of the RAM. So just open or pry open the hinges enough where you could actually install it, and then close it again and do the same thing for the top RAM slot. This is very easy to put together. And then the last thing we did was just, you know, unscrew the CPU heatsink and install the CPU. Clean out the thermal paste of the old CPU and the CPU fan. Apply some new thermal paste onto the new one. Install it. Screw it back in. Put the CPU back. And that was it. Put it up successfully. And ran just fine. You know, the motherboard was accepting all the hardware I put in. It recognized 16 gigabytes. It recognized the new CPU and the SSD. So the next thing I did, I went to disk management to format the drive. I was doing all that, and then, you know, there's an option to do a quick format and a full format. Quick format, you know, it's in the word, it's pretty quick. Just makes file systems and metadata file systems onto the SSD pretty quick. And then the full format checks all the sectors in the SSD or the hard drive and makes it where if it recognizes a bad sector, it won't use it. And I opted out for the full format, and that literally took 2 hours just to do. Which at the end, I don't know if it was worth it or not, but hey, we do got a new SSD. Like, I was able to take a nap. My hair is all confuzzled and all over the place just because of it. But yeah, we formatted it. Then we installed Linux onto the computer. We made its own partition, swap partition, and storage for it. Linux. I'm using Linux Mint. The reason why I chose that distro is because I'm starting to learn how to program. I want to learn how to program, use Linux. Expand your knowledge on computers, right? Why not? Why just be a Windows user loser? Did that successfully. So I split 175 gigabytes just for the Linux distribution. It might be overkill. But we do have 300 gigabytes left over for Windows to use. So that brings all our total storage to 500 gigabytes for Windows and 175 for Linux. It was pretty good for a learning experience. You know, I did spend some money on this. In total, I think I spent like $240, you know, with all the parts, including shipping costs on eBay. People are skeptical for buying used stuff. I just say fuck it and try it. Literally, it's like a quarter of the price for a brand new one, like with the CPU. But yeah, it runs smooth. I did a benchmark test on it using Nova Bench. It only got a 600 score, which is not good at all. But again, we're not gaming with it. We're just gonna watch a few movies, learn how to program with it. But the reason why I picked this T440P computer is just because it's very modular. And it has a lot of like I/O ports. You know, it has 4 USB ports you can use, a gigabit Ethernet connection port in the back, which is rare, I say, for this laptop. Not rare for the laptop, but just in general. An optical drive, which we do plan on using, just gotta fix it. And a mini display port and a VGA port. And you don't find those type of stuff on modern laptops anymore. It's very like analog, very retro, I would say. But again, this is just programming. We're gonna keep it. Thank you for the user who sold this laptop on eBay. It was only $90. They go overpriced. They overpriced the shit out of this laptop just because there's a bunch of YouTube videos on it of people, you know, DIYing, upgrading it, and stuff like that. For overall experience, you know, I dismantle a laptop. You know, I'm gaining experience just off of just me telling you and doing it. Is it worth the money? This is just a general topic that I'm discussing right now, but honestly, money is relative. You're always gonna lose and make money. In order to make money, you gotta spend money. I don't think withholding money for no motion or no experience is worth it. You know, you could be just holding so much money and not use it and not know what to use it on, but go back to school or do this, you know, learn something new, like taking apart a laptop. So experience wise, it was worth it. Money wise, if you're really stingy with money, don't do this. You can actually get a laptop, a very good laptop, for like $100 more on sale at Best Buy or some manufacturer website, or even used. There's nothing wrong with getting used products, guys. You know, I'm trying to build a project. I'm trying to build projects and labs for this type of stuff. I want to build my own NAS server. I want to build my own home Soho network, record it all, upload it to YouTube, and do all that good stuff. You know, I was in a little drought. I haven't been making videos for like a week and a half, just dealing with personal stuff. But again, this confirmed my knowledge and what I want to know and what I do know. Doing my A+ 1102 on March 25th, which is a month and 2 weeks from now. I say, yeah, a month and 2 weeks from now. And we're gonna study our ass off every day now. Again, I'm gonna live stream all that, so stay tuned for the live streams. Ring the bell notification if you are interested in this type of stuff or just interested into my personality. And don't be afraid to critique me. What I mean by that, it's okay to be wrong. If you guys know something that I don't know, please leave it in the comments. I'm willing and open to learn something new, and maybe I could do the same for you. Just never know. I'm not gonna be ignorant with knowledge. Well, knowledge that I think is worth it. Thank you for tuning in. If you stood this long, rate, comment, subscribe, share the video, do all that good stuff. And if you're gonna build a laptop like this one, I say go for it. You know, if you even had the littlest of interest, just go for it, man. Again, experience. You can't buy experience. But yeah, enjoy the video, guys. I'm out.